Hello garden friends, and welcome to my channel, DK's Garden Oasis. I am Debbie. I garden in Zone 5B, inspiring you to bloom, grow, and conserve in your garden. Today it will be the last of my series, Celebrate Fall, and I will be talking about planting my spring bulbs. Make sure you stay till the end where I share a garden tip about your trees and how to prepare them for winter. So I did receive my spring bulbs this week. It's going to be a little bit of a rainy week, so I'm going to try to get those in the ground between this week and next week because I can see a change in the weather over the next week or so. We will probably be getting for sure some frost and maybe a hard frost as well. I was just waiting for a dry day to start planting those, so hopefully in the next couple of days I will be able to get those all in the ground. So the supplies that I use for bulbs are, I have this Espoma bulb tone, and this is a organic fertilizer for your spring or fall bulbs. It's a long-lasting, slow-release fertilizer. And then the next thing I have is, of course, your bulb planter, and this just has measurements how deep. It'll say on your bulb packages how far, and they have little numbers on here that'll tell you how deep to go. So I use this after I use my auger, which I got from Proven Winners, the Twist and Plant auger. This one, although there are other augers out there, I find that this one is the best one for me. It's small. Now eventually I'd like one that you can put on your drill and stand so I don't have to bend over, but if I'm kneeling down, this is like the perfect size, and it's heavy duty and it works really well. So it's recommended that you have an 18-volt cordless drill. So that's what I use. And then from there, once I dig the hole, then I take this to just take out the dirt, because this will scoop out all the dirt that's in that hole, and then I set it aside. So those are the only things that I need besides your normal gloves and maybe a trowel as well. This year I purchased my bulbs from 3 suppliers. I purchased from Breck's bulbs, I purchased from Johnny's Seeds, and Jake, the wholesaler for the small scale grower. And so I'm going to go over what I'm going to be growing from each supplier. I'm going to talk in a future video about my new venture for my cut flowers that I'll be doing next year in 2024, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But most of these bulbs will be planted there, with a few in my own garden. I'm mostly growing Darwin varieties that are supposed to perennialize, but for the most part we're probably going to just dig those up as an annual. But in my garden, I try to perennialize them and see if they'll come back year by year. So what is a Darwin hybrid? They're the most popular producing tulip with the classic tulip shape. They come in a rainbow of colors, including bicolors. They're called perennial because after the first year of blooming, after putting on a great show the first year, they will come back for possibly a year or two after that. They do like to be put in full sun and make sure that they're not in an area where they get really wet, because they do need to dry out over the summer so they don't rot. From Breck's I just ordered for my own garden, and I purchased Appledorn perennial flowers. They are robust red blooms with a dash of black at the stem, and these will be going in my garden. The next Darwin hybrid is from Johnny's Accabono. This is a double pastel pale yellow tulip with a touch of red tracing the petal edges. The next one that I'll be growing is Design Impressions, another Darwin hybrid. It's a rose-colored bloom with stripes of muted gold to green on the outer petals. This one I'll be growing in my garden and the cut flower garden as well. Also from the Impressions series is Pink Impression, a Darwin hybrid that is a pastel pink bloom with strikes of green on the outer petals. The next tulip from Johnny's is a Darwin hybrid Merit. Pastel hues of raspberry rose, peach, cream, and a touch of gold. And the last of the Darwin series from Johnny's is Blush Blend, and it's a mix of red, peach, and pink hues. So now I'm going to go on to the different varieties that I purchased from Johnny's. And these generally bloom mid-season, all the ones that I just gave you, and some of these will be early or late blooming flowers. First up is Super Parrot, a late flowering, elegant white and green feathery bloom with scalloped petals. The next tulip is Sunset Tropical, a double late flowering rich rose colored bloom with a dark purple hue. The next double variety is Dreamer, a double early flowering dreamy pale pink flower that resembles peonies and have subtle ivory and peach tones and a rose blush on the outer petal edges. And the last of the tulips is Mango Charm, a pastel hue that are cream and pale green buds that open to reveal a soft glowing blend of pastel, peachy, apricot, and pink with a subtle touch of gold. I did purchase 300 more variety tulips from Jake Wholesaler for the small scale grower, and they are a variety of broker mix and workhorse tulips, so they're a variety of different kinds of tulips, and those will be going in the cut flower garden. So once those start blooming, I will have pictures of those. Now on to the daffodils, which are perennials, and I purchased 150 mix from Jake Wholesale for the small scale grower, and from Johnny's I purchased Dancing Moonlight, a butterfly type daffodil and glowing blooms of yellow, pale yellow. And the last daffodil is Apricot Whirl, a large butterfly type daffodil in peach, pink, and ivory petals. So now let's go outside and plant a couple of these tulips and daffodils. Okay, we are going to plant our bulbs, spring bulbs, and this is what we're going to use. It's an auger that's going to be attached to a DeWalt 18-volt drill, and this says secure the twist and plant auger bit into a 3/8 inch or larger drill. It says to operate at slow speeds to prevent accidents. You don't want to twist your wrist. Drill hole to the same depth as your potted plant or follow bulb planting. So we need to go about 6 to 8 inches, about 6 inches for the tulips, and also you can plant 4-inch or 1-gallon pots with this as well. So this is a little demo of using the auger. As you can see, it dug a nice hole there, and then he's just getting the hole clean for me. And my helper today is my husband, Dennis. Okay, now we're going to plant some bulbs. So what we need to do is we're going to be putting some bulb tone in, and then we'll be popping in a bulb. I hope you enjoyed seeing my 2024 spring bulbs, so give it a like and comment below if you are growing any of these spring bulbs next year. Next week I'm going to be interviewing a special guest from Proven Winners, so stay tuned. Also, in the next week I'm going to be pulling my dahlia tubers. Like I said, the weather is supposed to change in the next week, so I want to pull those out in between raindrops. And I will be having a video on how I pull those and store those for the winter. Many more videos coming up on my 2024 garden plans, my seed hauls, amaryllis planting, and much, much more. So make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell for any future videos. Now I want to share that helpful garden tip, preparing your trees for winter. Thanks for watching and happy gardening. Bye-bye.